All right. Hey guys, we are live. Let me get and it's gonna be annoying because my mic is right here. So let me see here. Get everything pulled up. Let YouTube go ahead and start. Hmm. Well, make sure you guys say hi in the comments. I'm turning on my live chat. Good morning. Check, check, check. Can you hear me okay? Let me know in the comments if you can hear my mic. Can you hear me in the comments? All right. Oh, JB Noah says you. What's up, dude? Okay. So today's podcast. Well, first of all, welcome everybody, or both of you. So today's podcast is what to pack for a winter trip, surviving a cold night in a broken down winter car or a broken down car in the winter. There we go. Oh man, it's gonna be a rough one. So, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Morning Brew Podcast. It's been a couple weeks since we did one of these. Okay, let's start over. Hey, good morning and welcome back, everyone, to the Morning Brew Podcast, where we talk cars, coffees, and all kinds of real life stuff. And in this episode, you hope you never need. But you know what? You'll be glad you listened. So today we're talking about something that's kind of more serious than we normally talk about, and more serious than people realize: winter road trips and kind of what happens if your car breaks down in the cold. Because let me tell you, breaking down in July in the summertime, it's kind of annoying. But breaking down in the winter, February, January, could be deadly. So, and it could definitely turn into a survival situation real fast. And I personally have seen a ton of accidents in January and February here in Northeast Ohio, every single time, every time it snows. So, today we're going to cover kind of what you should pack for a road trip, some of the emergency gear that could save your life, and some techniques for making it through a freezing cold night in your car. So sit back, relax, pour yourself a cup of coffee, smash that like button. Let's get into it. All right. So, number one, why does winter prepping matter? Right? Or like, why does it matter to prep your car in the wintertime? So, because you can have a full tank, you can have a good vehicle, and you can still end up stuck because of ice storms, whiteout snows, dead batteries sliding off the road, or just being miles away from help. You can get stuck. And here's the scary part: the cold doesn't care. The cold doesn't care if you're 30 minutes from town. If you're 10 minutes from town, it doesn't care. It does not care at all. Hypothermia can start in temperatures just above freezing, and if you're wet and exposed long enough, it can actually set in pretty fast. So packing smart is not overreacting. Okay, it's being prepared. So what do you pack? Right. Let's break it down into a couple categories. So we're going to talk winter essentials. We're going to talk emergency like kit must haves, and then we're going to talk cold weather survival. So before you leave the house, especially on a winter trip, you want to have a full tank of gas, or at least never go below half a tank ever. Don't do it. It's not a good idea. It's not a good practice, especially in the wintertime. Don't ever go below a half a tank. Um, always make sure your windshield wiper fluid is full, or just always have an extra thing in the garage, an extra container in the garage just to top it off, especially if you're going on a trip, make sure you bring an ice scraper or some sort of snow brush or a snow shovel, just something that you can move snow without your hands. A tire pressure, or make sure you check your tire pressure. You don't have to have a tire pressure gauge. A lot of the newer cars, they have the TPMS systems, um, but make sure you at least check your tire pressure. Here we go. Jumper cables or jump pack. That's essential. You guys have seen the videos of the one that I use, my little jump pack that I take with me on trips. Um, and then lastly, I already said it, a snow shovel, but also, if you're depending on where you're at, tire chains, or it never hurts to have that. Winter doesn't care about your all season tires. It doesn't care about your tires. Winter tires are good, but nothing, nothing will get you out of the jam better than a good set of chains. So that's kind of like some of the things that you want to pack during the winter. Um, let's talk about your emergency kit. So, by the way, if you hop in the comments, let me know what you pack in the wintertime for winter trips. All right. So, um, some of the things that I pack: an extra blanket, blankets, a couple extra pillows. It's not really that hard. They don't take up space, especially if you have kids. Throw a couple blankets in the back. Definitely wool blankets. Try and stick with wool if you can. It has really good like thermal properties because even if it's wet, it can keep you warm. Extra warm clothes, socks, gloves, hats. Usually, I have an extra pair of gloves, socks, and like a t-shirt or a long sleeve or even a hoodie that I have in a little bag. I'll throw that in the back of my car if I'm going on long trips. Hand warmers, a flashlight. Don't just count on this one on your phone. Get an actual flashlight, a dedicated one. Spare batteries for your flashlights for anything really. Phone chargers, a power bank, um, first aid kit. Let's talk about the phone charger and the power bank. All right. There's a lot of power banks out there and they're not all made the same. They're not all equal. Get something that has 20,000 milliamp hour. Get some of the big ones. All right. First aid kit. Make sure you have a first aid kit that has the ability to kind of suture ish, butterfly tape, uh, butterfly tape, maybe even some super glue, just something that can seal a wound and hold it tight, just temporarily. Reflective triangles, road flares, those are really good to have in your car. I i don't really have road flares, but I have a reflective triangle. Road flares are really good. I've seen road flares work. They just don't last forever. Hmm. You definitely want a set of tools, a multi-tool, basic tool kit, just something. I have a little DeWalt, 20, or I think it's like 40 something piece toolkit. It's just super small, like a socket set. And then I have a couple pliers that I use, duct tape and electrical tape, because I mean, duct tape will get you out of a jam, and electrical tape too. Um, Duct tape isn't going to fix everything, but it fixes a lot, especially passing something down. I've seen pictures online. I don't recommend it, but I've seen pictures online of people that actually have held entire control arms together uh, by duct tape and wire ties, or not wire ties, zip ties. Just a ton of them, just to hold it together, just to get you to safety. And I've seen some funny stuff. So something you definitely don't want to forget: bottled water, or some sort of water. Coffee's good, but you definitely want some water. Non-perishable snacks like granola bars, trail mix, that are definitely it helps your body get the calories, but not go overtime with the digestion. You're definitely, sometimes you could be waiting a long time for help, an hour, 2 hours. I know that some of the bad accidents I've seen have stopped traffic for hours. And so you might not even be in the accident. You might just be stuck in the traffic jam. And guess what? You could be there for hours in the cold. And which goes back to in the wintertime, don't ever let your car get below half a tank, ever. Um, Okay, so we talked about some vehicle essentials, some emergency kit must haves. Let's talk about cold weather survival. There we go. Cold weather survival. All right. Because if you want the I'm not dying out here level of kit, some of the things you need to add is an emergency thermal blanket, the shiny tinfoil looking ones. Those are really good. Candles in a metal can. I actually said this on Instagram last week. Uh, Candles in a coffee can, 3 or 4 or even 6 of the little tea lamp candles, that actually pushes out a lot of heat. The problem with it is, I think 4 candles is the equivalent of someone just breathing, and it lets out all that CO2. So, which we'll get into here in a little bit. Um, One of the things that people don't think about: waterproof matches, a lighter, even a small camping stove. If only use it outside though, because that propane, you don't want to burn that inside. A whistle, a whistle. Get whistles. You can hear whistles from a long way away. And then one of the most underrated items and of an entire survival pack. And I know it sounds weird. Every time I go in the army, every time I have winter, drills, or if we're out in the field at Camp Grayling in February and January, sleeping outside, you want to get a pad, like a sleeping pad. That is a foam. The one that I use is like a NASA foam sleeping pad. It's a Coleman. Super, super handy. It keeps you insulated, keeps you off the ground, keeps you super warm. And yeah, yeah, because the when you're laying on stuff, the cold creeps in. The thermal dynamics. It basically, the heat goes from the hottest to the coldest, right? So it'll suck the heat out of you. And I tell you what, that little pad, that 3-inch NASA foam pad, kept me nice and warm for many a nights out in the field. Okay, so talked about what to pack. Now, what do you do? So, worst case scenario happens. You get stuck. It's freezing. It's cold, snowy. What do you do? Right? No one's here to help you. So, first thing you want to do: stay with your vehicle if you can, unless you can literally see a building, 100 feet away, 100 yards away, 300 feet, whatever. If you can't see that, stay with your car. Don't wander off into the snow. Your car is basically a built shelter for you to protect you from the wind, protect you from the elements. So just stay with your car. Call for help as soon as you can. Call roadside assistance, 911, whoever you can reach. Um, if you think, you know what, I'll just wait a little bit, see what happens, don't wait a little bit. Call somebody as soon as you can, because the cold makes everything harder and harder, and the longer you wait, the colder it's going to get. So as soon as you can, ask for help. Ask behind your car, up on the road. If you slide off the road, go up to the road, put a couple triangles, a couple flares down, and maybe somebody will come and see where you're at, especially if you call for help. If you don't have any of that stuff, tie something to your antenna. If you have something reflective, some tape, put something on your car, write help on it, tie it to your antenna, roll it up in your window, do something silly or something simple. but the goal is to be spotted as easily as you can because you want people to see you. And don't just sit in your car and expect people to stop and help you. Call somebody and get help. So let's talk about overnight. Let's talk about how to survive overnight, especially when it's super cold. First thing you want to do is definitely conserve as much heat as you can. Put on all the layers you can, all the hats, the gloves, the socks, the extra clothes that you packed in your survival pack. Put them on. The more layers you have, the better. Okay, wear a hat. You lose heat through the top of your head the fastest. Oh, somebody hit the like button. Yeah, smash that like button, dude. Appreciate you. All right. Use your blankets, your sleeping bags as much as you can, and definitely don't wait. You got to conserve as much heat. If you guys are just hopping in, hit that like button. I see I see you guys hopping in here. Yeah, smash that thing. Okay, so sit on something insulated. Try not to sit directly on the seat or on the floor of the vehicle. That's where that pad comes in. you know, put a you to kind of insulate you from the cold because that cold's going to seep in. And if you're with other people, oh, I got 2 likes. I'll take it. Heck yeah. Thanks for smashing that like button. Make sure you say hi in the comments. Let me know if I'm crazy or if there's something new you guys recommend. Uh, if you're with people and to conserve heat, yep, buddy up, huddle up, get close together. Bodies help heat other bodies. Get close to your friends, and your bodies will the consolidated heat will heat the car. So let's talk about running the engine. A lot of people think that running the engine is a no go when it's cold, but you can run the engine. You got There's a couple things. Excuse me. If you have the fuel, you can run the engine for heat, but definitely don't want to run it for a whole long time. Only run it for maybe 10 minutes every hour, just enough to take the edge off of the cold, and then shut it off. Conserve the fuel, and you have to make sure that your exhaust pipe is clear of the snow, because if your exhaust pipe is covered, if you're off in a ditch, that all that carbon monoxide is going to seep back into your car. It's the silent killer. A blocked exhaust can absolutely cause carbon monoxide buildup, and happens to a lot of people, and they don't make it. It happens really quick too. Find a window, crack one of the windows ever so slightly for some ventilation. It's always good to have fresh air. It's going to suck a little bit because it's going to be cold, but you're going to have that fresh air. And stay dry. Stay dry. If you're sweaty or wet, you get cold faster. Um, so stay as dry as you can. If you start to overheat, then cool down. Or I'm sorry, if you start to overheat, take off a piece of the layer and start cooling down, because you definitely don't want to sweat. That's something you don't want to do. If you have dry socks, always have dry socks. Um, okay, and then try to relax, stay as calm as you can, have some food. Make sure you eat some high fat, high calorie stuff, because calories are heat. It's fuel for your body. Eat small amounts over time, so ration what you can, because you don't know when somebody's going to come and help you. And drink water. Dehydration actually makes people get colder faster, so it makes things a lot worse. Don't eat the snow. It's not always common sense, because the snow will cool you down internally, number one, but snow also has some creepy crawlies and bacteria in it that you don't want to put in your mouth, especially if you're off the road and there's there's some chemicals that, sometimes go off the road. You don't want to eat that. So definitely don't eat it. Take little sips of water, ration what you can, but don't let yourself get dehydrated. Stay moving. Don't do like jumping jacks outside of your car, but stay moving. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, give good stretches. To do everything you can to keep your circulation moving without sweating. Okay, so to close this shorter podcast, right? Winter trips can be awesome. Okay, but the difference between an inconvenience and a disaster is preparation. So you want to pack the right gear, think ahead, plan to get stuck. Hey, if I get stuck, this is what I need to do. If you ever get stuck, stay calm, stay with your car, focus on staying warm, get visible, call for help. It's pretty simple steps, but there's definitely things that if you don't think about it, and if nobody ever tells you, how are you supposed to know? So if you know somebody going on a winter trip, send them this video. Make sure tag them in the comments. Do whatever you can to make sure that they are prepared for their winter trip, whether they like it or not. Because I tell you what, you never know when you're going to get ran off the road. Accidents happen. That's why they're called accidents. And you want to be prepared for maybe not everything, but be prepared for as much as you can. I'm almost out of coffee. That means we're almost done. All right, folks. So that'll wrap it up for this episode of the Good Morning Podcast. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a winter driver, because honestly, this info is info that everybody should know. And hey, hopefully you never need these tips, but if you do, they could save your life. So I'm going to give a quick word to and shout out to one of our partners in crime, Wingman Garage. So Wingman Garage isn't just your typical repair shop. It's a DIY garage where you can run a bay, use professional level tools, work on your own vehicle, whether you and by the way, not work on it alone, because that's what Wingman is all about. Aaron, the owner of Wingman, and Juan, they're your helpers. They are your wingman. So whether you're doing brakes, oil changes, full engine swaps, a full restoration, they got your back. And on top of that, they're the home of the community car build. It's where we bring local car people together to learn, wrench, build something amazing. Right. So Wingman Garage, they have an amazing team over there, and they are truly building something special. So if you ever wanted a place to work on your car, learn new skills, be a part of something bigger, be a part of like the bigger car community, go check out Wingman Garage. Go to wingmangarage.com. They're in Wadsworth, Ohio. Tell them Good Morning Mechanic sent you. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the podcast. I want to say a special thank you to everybody that is tuned in and watching. Be your favorite person, anything you want. And again, next episode will be next Thursday. It's going to be next Thursday, February 19th. Thank you guys for watching. As always, have a good morning.